If I were Namita Thapar's transactional lawyer for this very deal, this is how broadly I would structure it.
मेरे कंडीशंस फॉर दिस बिजनेस, कंडीशन नंबर 1 कि ये जो आप ऑफलाइन इन टर्म्स ऑफ ओन स्टोर्स एंड फ्रेंचाइज स्टोर्स और ये कियोस्क कर रहे हैं ना, अभी जितने खुले बस उसके बाद और नहीं खुलेंगे। सेकंड कंडीशन, हम इस पे फोकस करेंगे बिकॉज आई थिंक इसमें बहुत पोटेंशियल है। प्राइसिंग इज राइट, आई एम विलिंग टू गिव यू 75 lakh but for 15% equity.
Alright, so this episode is actually a slightly older episode, but it got posted once again on YouTube yesterday. And Namita Thapar's concern, as you just heard, is that the company shall not extend any more into physical retail and should primarily focus on the seasoning part. And mostly the business now should be online. Now, as a lawyer, in the definitive agreement, if I were to put it, the first thing that we need is a negative covenant, clearly binding the company that the company cannot expand any more into the physical retail. And if they do so, then that will be considered to be a material breach of the contract. And in order to make this clause even more tighter, we will obtain a complete list of all the physical outlets that the company is operating, and then we will annex it to the definitive agreement so that there is no confusion which outlet is operating before this agreement. And post this as a second step, in order to create even stronger deterrence for the founder, we will have a personal indemnity clause in these definitive agreements, which will clearly provide that if the company breaches this contract, then it is not just the company that is liable to make good to the investor, but also the founder in the personal capacity. And in the end, as a third step, we can give Namita Thapar as the investor some more flexibility, which can provide that the company might expand into the physical retail sector, provided the investor gives their consent. Now, how will we do this is that we will also acquire for affirmative voting rights, which are veto rights for the investor. And in that, we will create a list of matters on which we have veto, out of which one matter can be physical retail expansion, which basically means that if the company intends to enter into the physical retail sector once again, they will need the consent of the investor, that is Namita Thapar in this case, no matter how little of equity she's holding.